Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Bus Drivers Are Out podcast. It's been a little bit of a while. Hope everyone's doing pretty well. Glad to be back. Wednesday was the premiere of Real World Explosion, season 29 of this franchise. Hard to believe it's at the edge of 30, so hope maybe they'll do something even extra special for that season. But for now, one season at a time, let's focus on this one. So to kick things off, I had the pleasure of speaking with probably the combination of the most entertaining and baffling person from the Real World premiere, and that would be Ashley. We had a fun chat about how she started the show and trying to clear things up a little bit from the premiere that might have left the audience a little bit wondering what was going on. So just a bit of a fair warning, the interview was a little bit choppy for the first few minutes. We had a little bit of a connection problem early on, but just stay with it. It'll clean up. After about the 2 or 3 minute mark, it should be pretty clear from there on out. So just stick with it. Guarantee you'll be happy you did. So we'll get to all that in a minute, but like I always do, let me just kind of give myself a little bit of a plug first. So, of course, you can check out my blog, busdriversroute.com, and, of course, follow me on Twitter, @busdriversroute, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, so that way, once I start posting these interviews over the course of the season, they'll just be sent directly to you. All right, I know you haven't been waiting all this time to hear my voice, so let me get to the person you actually want to hear from, and that is Ashley. All right, so first impressions off the episode from Wednesday. What do you think about it, how it went?
I think it's the way that MTV's portraying me. Well, I guess Ben and Murray's portraying me. I don't mind to be the bad guy. It's whatever. I think it's pretty funny, dramatic, and hopefully we'll get more viewers for the Real World since it has taken none.
Okay. All right. So we'll get into everything. But first, I kind of just wanted to find out what led you to Real World. Was this something you fully actively pursued, or did MTV come after you?
No, my friend's like, oh, they're auditioning for Real World. And I'm like, oh, I'm super hungover. I can't go to that. And so they're like, oh, just send your, paperwork or whatever. And so I sent in this huge questionnaire. I sent them in, and then they called me, literally that day. And so then it was, they came out to San Francisco to meet me and blah, blah, blah. So.
Were you a fan of the show before this? Did you ever watch any of the seasons or anything like that?
But I've never even watched that before.
No?
Maybe I've seen a few episodes. I don't really watch reality TV.
Okay.
I like Discovery Channel.
Right. So, before the season, did you reach out to any of the alumni, or did anyone reach out to you to offer any advice about how to handle the next 3 months, or really going forward with all the scrutiny and everything that goes along with being a part of the show?
Not many of them before, before we shoot. But, if you haven't congratulated me and introduced themselves here and there.
Okay. So, this is not going to happen, obviously, for the next 30 days, as they said, but it's interesting enough that you and Jamie, the two people that are fighting, are going to be the two that are not having their exes come out. So I was wondering if, kind of looking back on how the season played out, if you're happy your ex didn't come, or if you're worried that you kind of might be lost in the shuffle when they all come out.
No, I really don't mind to get lost in the shuffle. I'm pretty sure that the way this season's going to play, each episode is going to be focused on one person. Mm-hmm. And I've seen the first 3. The first 3 are definitely about me. But about the ex, no, I'm glad.
I'm glad?
I didn't need a fucking ex there.
Fair enough. So, starting the episode off, they all kind of showed when you all got the call to be on the show. Now, was that really your raw reaction? Did you not know that you were on the show before you got that call?
Yeah, that was really the real. We thought it was just another interview with all the cases there.
Okay.
We knew that we were final, and so whenever they told us that, we were all actually really surprised because we didn't know that really were our reactions.
Okay. So were you happy about being told you'll be in San Francisco? Because obviously you said you're from there, so would you rather gone somewhere where you've never really been, or were you happy about being a local?
Fuck yeah, no. Whenever they told me, hey, congratulations, you're over the world, I'm like, yeah. And then that's in San Francisco. I'm like, huh? What? That's where we are. Right. This is where the show's going to be. Oh, fuck. kind of sucks because you have your friends that are outside the door, and it's not like you can just go see your friends all the time or they can just come over. It's very, you know, you still have to ask permission to do this,
right.
that, and, you know, for people to come over, like, oh, no, you can't just have people over all the time. So it was kind of hard because my friends are, like, really, like, a part of my family in San Francisco. So it was so hard not being able to see them every day and just get to hug them and talk to them like I do. So.
When did you move out to San Francisco from West Virginia? How long ago was that?
I've lived in the Bay Area for about 4 years now.
4 years.
Oh, well, now I live in Paris. Well, now I live in Paris, but at the time, after the show, I moved to Paris.
So is Paris now your city?
No, I'm clueless about Paris. I don't know anything. I never go out anymore, so I think I got that all out of my system, obviously. Okay. During the real world.
So I assume when you were told you're on the season, they didn't obviously tell you this was Real World Explosion. So I guess they just told you this was Real World San Francisco 2 or whatever?
Yeah, exactly. That's what we all just thought, oh, it's you know, because they've had it in the couple cities, you know, two times. So we just thought it was in San Francisco again because it has been so long. I think it was the third season since it was there.
Yeah.
So none of us knew at all. I mean, but we all kind of felt something because I was like, man, they've been talking to my ex like a lot. Like at first I was like, what the hell's going on? And everyone in the house is like, me too. And we're like, what the fuck? That's weird. And we're like, oh, they just wanted to get to know our exes so that like we would mash in the house and like hook up and all this.
So were they talking to your ex before you got casted or after or both?
I'm not sure exactly because it wasn't the guy that's on the show. It was like my ex before that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't talk to him too much, but I think probably both. Yeah. I mean, while I was doing the casting process, yeah, they were talking to him all the time, doing Skype interviews with him and everything. Okay.
So going to the episode now, one of the things that I personally loved was kind of the breaking of the fourth wall, the way they did it. They were showing the cameraman. They showed, obviously, your conversation with the producer about asking where you can go out that night. So I was wondering if they gave you any type of direction that it was kind of okay to acknowledge the fact that this is a TV show, that you can, you know, talk about the cameras.
No, that was the hardest freaking part, dude, was the whole time we're not allowed to talk about production or anything that's going on, and we have to live in it. You know, like when you're living through something, you want to talk about it, and especially with the only people who understand what's going on, your roommates. Mm-hmm. But we weren't allowed to talk about it. Me and Corey probably got into trouble like a million times for talking about production. We weren't allowed to watch TV, listen to music, read books, like go to certain websites. So me and Corey and Jenny, a few of us, we were always online, like trying to see, and Jay, yeah, we were always trying to see like what's going on. And we'd always get that bat phone, the phone in the back, like we're not called the producers, we call it the bat phone.
Right.
We'd always get a call, ding, 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 and we like look up to the cameras. We're like, sorry, we'll stop doing it right now, whatever we were doing at the time, and then the phone stops ringing. It's so crazy. We would call him Baby Jesus because, like, at nighttime, we're like, Baby Jesus is watching. Because at nighttime, like, when you want to go to sleep, you're like, can you turn off the lights? And then all of a sudden the lights turn off. You're like, awkward.
Wow. So right off the bat, assuming the timelines are right, the first night, you and Jamie have your big kind of fiasco. So first, let me just clear the air, the whole thing. Was the personal trainer your boyfriend? Was Francis your boyfriend?
Okay, let me explain this whole thing. Because we just filmed the after show, and so I already explained this. But either the way they edited it, or I was obviously already drunk by the way I was talking.
Right.
But the personal, you're like, yeah, that's obvious.
That's valuable.
Yeah, I was completely fucking, like, I don't know if I was completely drunk yet, but I was pretty drunk, and also, you know how they fucking edit things, so gotta love MTV. But, I mean, I'm not exactly sure, because I swear that the way that I say it, it sounds like it's choppy if you watch it again, but maybe I was just drunk and it came out wrong, but I swear to God that I said my boyfriend's friend. It's a 50-year-old man that I've met one time. Like, the whole personal trainer thing, we laugh at all the time. We think that's hilarious, because he, like, is the one who told me to tell the roommates that a personal trainer would come over and train us. So her saying that, like, my reaction was the worst thing that could have happened because it makes it seem like it was an actual knowledgeable thing when it was absolutely retarded, and she was just trying to call me out. And so, yeah, that's what happened. That's the truth. And so that's the one thing, like, because we talk about it all the time, and he's like, honestly, the only problem with that whole situation is the way you acted. If you would have just laughed, and then she would have looked fucking stupid. And I'm like, yeah, that's true, but whatever. Once she stops having problems with me, she has problems with Ginny. She always has problems with somebody in the house. She likes to pick fights. She likes to be an instigator. So you'll see.
Yeah.
So
why do you think she called you out on? I mean, did anything happen between you two earlier in the day that she'd be upset with you?
No, that's the fucking thing that, like, I think really blew my mind. I'm like, what the fuck, bitch? What is your problem with me? What the hell did I do to you? I think that whenever someone makes her feel insecure or, like, just, I don't know, like, you know, it's kind of like putting a bunch of lions in a house and everyone has these big personalities and used to being, like, king of their castle. And having someone that challenged her was, like, a problem because, like I said, later in the season, you see she has problems with other people, too. And it's just, she likes to start fights. She's that type of girl who loves the drama, who wants to fight with someone. She wants to single somebody out. Throughout the whole season, she's always singling one person or another out to make herself feel better. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of sad, but whatever. She can do her. You do you, boo-boo. Mm-hmm.
Did we miss anything from that fight? Did they kind of leave out any of the timeline developments, or that kind of how it all went down?
The whole fucking timeline of Real World is crazy. That really was the first night, though. But they left out that I think I said I was going to try to kill her and split her. And
that makes you sound a lot better.
Oh, I don't care. I still will try. I would still kill her if I could. Oh, really? That's how many fucks I give. Like 0. Mm-hmm. Me and her do not get along. We will totally like end up on the Rivals or something because even at the after show last night, we were not getting along. But I mean, you'll see. I mean, because Thomas's ex comes in, and even after the show, she's still trying to make her feel bad. And I mean, Thomas even yelled at her last night. I mean, not yelled at her, but was like, "Why did you do that? Why is she upset?" So she's always just trying to make people feel bad about themselves, which is really hilarious because she writes a self-help blog, like to help girls. Mm-hmm. That every time, I mean, even when she's like, I'm just kind of watching out the corner of my eye, but she's always trying to make someone feel bad or like whispering about someone or laughing, you know, like I don't understand how you can like write a self-help blog and want to help people but be so negative all the time to girls. That just doesn't make sense to me.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so with that whole thing going on, it seemed like Corey was trying to calm you down, and then you said something like, "Oh, my family will just buy everyone's family." Now, it seemed like that was kind of the part that you seemed to regret the most the next day. Does that seem accurate?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much because I didn't remember anything. Like, before I came on this show, I'd go out to the clubs a lot and drink, but I wasn't drinking fucking shots. Like, I hadn't had shots since I was, like, 19 years old, and I was just absolutely wasted the whole time I was on that show. So that was, I mean, one reason, I mean, I'm happy that it's all over because I can see the way I acted and see, oh, my God, I don't want to fucking drink like that because I act like a fucking jackass, you know? Mm-hmm. And I hated the things that I said and did, and I'm just so happy it's over and I can get back to my normal self. Any of my friends will tell you, like, oh, my God, that is not the Ashley I know. But, I mean, like I said, every TV show needs a bad guy, and this season really is drama so that it doesn't get canceled. So MTV is capitalizing on my drunk ass right now, and I'm whatever. It's fine.
Fair enough. So the next night seemed like it was going fine, and then somehow you take the hamburger pan, and hot grease is then thrown in Ariel's face. Now, what exactly happened? Do you even, like, remember what happened that night?
No. I mean, honestly, I don't remember at all, but, like, from what I hear, like, you know, shit was kind of going down a little bit, and, of course, they cut that all out, but from what some of the rumors tell me, you know, like, shit was going down, blah, blah, blah. Like, there's so much stuff that, like, no one remembers. Like, Jenny pointing her foot, like, she doesn't remember that. Like, me and Corey don't remember one bit hooking up. Like, I swear they pump oxygen into that house like it's Vegas or something, because there's so many times that we should just be passed out and everyone's still awake. I mean, I don't even like literally function. Obviously, I didn't function like on a very good level, but like I don't even know how I'm maintenance. I mean, my skin would be icky. It was hot in that house.
So I'll just give you a couple more questions, then I'll let you go. So
Cool.
you actually had the pleasure of meeting what I thought was maybe the star of the episode, maybe besides you, which was Doug. So what was your thoughts on him, that somehow he got brought back to the house by Jenny and then you hung out with him? What were your thoughts on him?
I think I'd met Doug before in the, like, nightlife scene and the club scene. He's really nice. He's a sweetheart. Like, Jenny feels bad the way, like, everything, like, got portrayed. And she thinks it's pretty fucked up, you know, that she, like, looked like she was, like, being mean to him, but she really wasn't. And they're still friends to this day, so.
That's good. And then you had what I thought was the best quote of the night when it seemed like you called your grandpa maybe like at 4 a.m. when you said, "I want to crawl up in your belly and go home."
I know, I said on your belly because I used to lay on his belly and he'd rub my back when I was little all the time until I fell asleep. So okay. I said on, but they put in because MTV hates me.
That is a funnier line with in instead of on.
Yes, but whatever, man. MTV, I mean, Bud and Murray, I guess is who it is. Bud and Murray hates me. And no wonder. I was definitely a handful for the production. I can't stand authority. I can't stand all the rules. I just happened to be in at 1:30 and no TV, no music, no books. So it drives you pretty crazy right there.
How long did it take for you to get used to that whole setup?
I never got used to it. It was horrible. I mean, who lives with no TV, no books, no music, you know, no internet? I mean, what is this, like the fucking 1500s?
Yeah.
It was pretty crazy. So I was really happy when it was all over. I could get back to my normal life, like watch Netflix and order a burger. I mean, we couldn't even, like, order food in if it wasn't from certain places. So just all the rules really just drove me insane. I never figured, like, walking to Subway across the street would be so difficult or wanting to take a walk. You know, you have to get approval from everybody.
Yeah. So, all right, the last question. So, by season's end, we'll see how editing kind of portrays you, kind of off to a rocky start, but how do you think people will think of Ashley by the time the season's over? Or how do you hope they think of you?
Oh, I don't really care because I never think of them. So, I mean, I don't care what people think about me because everyone's going to have their opinions, and that's fine. But, I mean, if you're going to do it big. And I gave him something to talk about. If it wasn't for me the first episode, then no one would have even tweeted anything the whole time, either haters or people being nice, because I got a lot of people being nice too. Of course, way more haters. But either way, I mean, people were actually talking about it. I mean, so whatever. If people want to hate me, that's fine. I still got love for them. I don't give my energy. If you give your energy to someone, whether it be negative or positive, you're still giving them energy. And I don't have much time, and none of us have much time on this earth, so I'd rather spend my energy on positive people and people who love me instead of negative people. I don't really think about it. I've got enough friends. I'm not too worried about a couple people hating me. Just tell them to join the club.
So do you see a challenge in your future? Do you think you would do something like that?
I don't know. We'll see. I definitely see an opportunity for me and Jamie to be the rivals. That's for sure. But I don't know. We'll see. Okay. We'll see what MTV thinks.
All right. Well, I appreciate you coming on today. Why don't you go ahead and tell people where to find you on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, everything you got.
Instagram and Twitter is MTV Ashley Brooke, and my Facebook fan page is Ashley Brooke Mitchell. So check me out. I'm not as bad as I've seen.
All right. I look forward to seeing what you have in store for us for the rest of the season. Should be a wild ride.
Oh, that's for sure, sweetheart.
All right. Talk to you later.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time. Have a great day. Bye.
You too. Bye. There it is. My first Bus Drivers Are Out podcast for a real-world explosion is in the books. Hope you all enjoyed it, and I hope you kind of get a little bit of a clearer picture from the premiere, and maybe you have even different feelings from Ashley coming away from what you might have felt after the episode. So that will just about do it for me, but let me just leave you with a few quick reminders to help me out. You can go to my blog, busdriversareout.com, my Twitter @BusDriversRoute, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. All right, that'll do for me. I look forward to doing these interviews all season long to try to help answer the questions you may have, because I'm sure I have them too. So, until next time, have a good one.